Best man speeches are generally expected to be the least formal, yet the most humorous of all speeches given at a wedding reception. So if you're dreading that experience, let me cheer you up a little bit by saying you've got the exclusive privilege of making fun of the groom in front of a lot of other people on his wedding day. Now, have some fun with that, but be careful. Hello, my name is Jonathan Brady. As an event planner for many years, let me give you a few basics of what your speech should sound like. Before you work on any humor for your speech, you need to develop a basic outline. First, you begin with the basic introductions. Get those out of the way, those necessities at a wedding reception. That's kind of your job. Then you take a glimpse into the past with you and the groom. Then you transition into the present by the middle of your speech. Next, you direct the audience attention to the future with a closing toast. It's pretty basic, it's very simple, and it always works. Here's a little more detail. Now, in the opening, this is where you go into the groom's past. And as the best man, as a relative even, you will have plenty of material here. Funny stories, family events, school, college, childhood. John and I hated each other when we first met. Or, let me tell you a story about when the groom and I, you know, those sort of things. This is the part of the speech that's supposed to be humorous. You're getting everyone's attention, getting everyone involved in what's going on at the celebration. But there are some limits. Ensure that the jokes and the stories you use don't include any former girlfriends. No crude humor. A good measuring stick for this is that if you feel it's appropriate to have your children or your grandparents in the room listening to it, then it probably meets the standard. Your job isn't to set the tone for the wedding atmosphere, only to add a few bits of lighthearted jokes and enjoy a good time. You may be enjoying all the laughs, but they're at the expense of the groom on his wedding day, so don't forget that. As you transition to the middle of your speech, the story should include the bride. Now, the tone changes here a little, now from picking on the groom to a lighthearted, witty remarks, sentimental stories, things about the bride and groom together. Now, compliment the bride at the groom's expense, if you like. Sarah is amazing, and she deserves the greatest husband in the world, but I'm glad she settled for John here. Or maybe a humorous advice to the bride. As a former roommate, I can tell you, you know how to do those sort of things. As your speech transitions here now into the present, you talk about the relationship between the bride and the groom. The bad jokes have gone away. This humor should come from the sentiment and the compassion more so than from your witty stories. Word of caution, never, 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 let me repeat, never embarrass the bride. Even if you know her well, I don't care if she's your sister. On her wedding day, the bride is a princess. You will never, never, never be forgiven for embarrassing a bride on her wedding day. Don't do it. Don't take a chance on it. As you close, play with some sincerity, some sarcasm, balance the two. If you have any teasing going on in the couple, if this is what's been going on throughout the speech, now's the time to stop that and to wrap it up with some sincerity and some admiration and some love for the couple. One of the best ways to do this is the seriousness of a toast, expressing your heartfelt wishes for them, their future life, their family, their marriage, the love they share, etc., etc. It really wraps it up very well together. Sounds pretty easy, right? Well, it's not, and I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I've done this professionally for a lot of years. The speech by the best man is the most popular and anticipated of all the speeches, even more so than the father's. It has to be good, and a good one is really hard to pull off. If you'd like some good advice from someone that's been doing this for a long time, get professional help to write your speech and do it right now. Do it early. It's inexpensive. It's right at your fingertips. It's cheaper than those shoes that you're going to rent. Really. Go to the web page that you see on the screen, getfreeweddingspeeches.com. I've recommended this site for those in giving wedding speeches for years, and at this one you get 3 free samples. They're professionally written, they're on a template, you can cut and paste and add and subtract, put names in, do whatever you like, browse around the site, go to the other locations offered on the site. There is a ton of information for every member of the wedding party. Getfreeweddingspeeches.com. Remember, you want to be impressive, not memorable.